All right, and wrapping up the main robots for Quantron here on Quantron Week, here is METALSTORM. Now this is his spaceship mode, what the instructions refer to as full booster mode, where he's got all of the extra combiner bits attached to him and all the guns attached, and fully armored up to fight. And I like it. I don't know why they're calling this the extra mode, because like I like the fact that this uses all the pieces, but there is a base mode. Not a base mode as in attaches to Metroplex, but they're like a basic mode for him, which we'll get to. And that's achieved by basically the difference is you can pop the feet off, and these little pieces rotate. You'll see when we attach them to robot mode, these little red pieces rotate in there for attachment and rotation in different points. But you pull this off and close these up, and we'll set that off to the side. But there are some little missiles molded in here, which is kind of cool. So you pop these off, and then flip the wings down. When we flip the wings down, we'll get to like what I consider to be my favorite configuration on this guy. Get the wing down all the way there, and double hinge. And there we go. And there he is without the boosters on, looking a little bit more sleek like a spaceship. This is still not the official basic mode, but that's where I like to stick it. Now to get to the official basic mode, because it's still got the guns and everything, and the landing skid down here. To get to the official mode, basically you pop the guns off. They're just snapped on, pegged in under here. These pieces come off of this gun, and there's some neat detail in there, but I'm not sure why. Because, like I said, there's some neat interior detail in there. I guess it's nice to show that off, but these are kind of fit loosely, and it would be so much nicer since they clip in underneath using these side clips. The guns like to come loose. So I may consider gluing these on if there's not a reason for them to come off. People have speculated that maybe there's some secret thing coming that would that require these to come off, but there's nothing in the instructions about it, and I don't know if they would do that. But yeah, those come off, and like I said, I think I may glue those on. So pop that off right here, and then this piece comes out with this booster, and then that is the official basic mode for him. And if you want to keep him solid, there are some little fold-out landing skids under here, which are nice. Like I said, there's a big gap up here, and I like having this plugged in there to fill that in, but yeah, the official instructions just show this as the base mode. And you see now that those skids are down, he doesn't wobble and stays pretty solid there in spaceship mode. And he is very whooshable in both combined modes. I do take most of my flying robots through whooshability and rate them on that. And he's fun. He's not as whooshable as like the Ripper / Blind Fire mold. They're a whole bunch of fun to and spin around and fly around the house. So put all that stuff off to the side, and we'll focus on METALSTORM here. And to transform into robot mode, the first thing you do is you unpeg, you kind of grab this and pull it forward a little bit, because these peg in right here into the bottom of the fists. And then just slide this whole thing up off of, you see there's like a T-slot here. I just slide it up off of that, and then it comes right off. And that goes off to the side for now as well. So this is the base part of METALSTORM. And the legs are pegged underneath here, so you unpeg them like this, bring his waist up like that, and then these come down like this. You can see his legs already forming shape here, taking shape here. Take these, flip them around to the back, and these are on not really ball joints here, but they're not just flat. You can rotate them and wiggle them around a little bit, so you don't have to worry about. It lets them move out of the way for clearance for wrapping around there and everything. And then the legs rotate like this, fold in those landing skids like that. The wings fold around the side like that. This tab is going to tab in right here. So fold that and tab that onto the leg like that. And then this little tab clips right in here. Just like that, you hear it click into place. And there you've got the leg all folded up. And then the foot comes down. And there's a ball joint here that's kind of loose. And I wish that joint there were a little tighter. but there is a ratcheting joint up there where the gray and the red meet. That's a ratcheting hinge, which you can move the foot back and forward for more stability there. Same thing over on this side. Fold it back. Fold it back. Snap it in, tap it into place. Snap that on. Flip the foot down and push it back, and there you have his legs. And then we're going to take this piece, and it unpegs from down under here. There's a little tab here. And you're going to fold this up onto his back. Not quite, you may not want to do it quite yet, but you can. There's a tab here that can slot in here, and that locks this piece up in fairly securely. It'd be nice, it seems like, it's like here's where the ratchet stops, and it seems like when you've got it straight up and down, it should actually click ratchet in, but because you can't push it past it enough for the ratchet to catch, it kind of holds in by that tab. And when it pops out a little easy. I feel like if you could push it just a little bit further before the tab, you'd get another click out of that ratchet, which would hold it up here more securely. It's a minor issue, but just something I noticed. And then on the upper part of the body, here, let's come up here to the top. Flip the guns up here, and then you're going to unpeg from back here. You can see his fist here, and there's a little tab on the end of his fist that plugs into his body, so you want to pull that out. Okay, you don't want 3 steps happening at once here. So pull that out. And then the whole arm comes out like this. Actually, rotate the whole arm out at the shoulders like this. And then there's a double hinge in the elbow that lets the arm extend, just like that. Bring the fist down, and then this panel rotates up around like that. Same over here. Fist down, extend the arm, rotate the panel up, and then fold the, slide that panel down. I think that you can leave that panel in either way in jet mode. I like to slide it back just because you can see the combiner mode head is just facing backwards in jet mode, and sliding that back kind of hides it a little bit better. But there's that. Slide that down. Take the combiner head, fold it down onto his back. You want to bring it. There's a double hinge there, so you want to make sure it kind of comes down low so that this can fit on it. And then collapse the whole body down like that, which reveals his head. And there's METALSTORM in robot mode. And that's his base robot mode. Again, just like his jet mode, you can hook stuff onto him. Now he's got a ball jointed head here. Shoulders that move like that. Hinge joint there. There is a bicep swivel. Mine's very tight on both arms, but it is there. Dual hinged elbows. He's got a wrist swivel. He does have a waist swivel, but again, if you have this thing tabbed up, it kind of locks it in place, but it does ratchet around there. I've been lucky; mine seems to be perfectly centered. Some people have complained that their waist joint is just off one ratchet, or not even off a whole ratchet, but just slightly off. And there's a fix for that posted on TFW in the threads, so look for that if you need it. But mine seems to be okay. I haven't noticed any issues with that. Oh, and these panels up here actually lift up and fold down to fill in those shoulder gaps. Although it does limit this motion as well. He's got ratcheting hips, both out and forward and back. And he's got ratcheting knees, and of course the ball joints and the joints in the foot that I mentioned. So that's the basic robot mode. Oh, come on. Go back in there, hinge, so you stand up. But you can attach all of the other extra super parts to him. So pull this off of here and fold this hinge down. And this actually just snaps in. You can see there's a couple little hinge pieces here that click in these little slots. So you kind of just take this and push it in between these two gray pieces, and it holds in just there. And then again, we can use that same sliding joint that attached it to vehicle mode to slide this onto his back, which hides the combiner head a little bit, although it does make him very back heavy, which is why I wish, like I said, this is why I wish those ball joints were tighter, because that ankle ratchet is very tight, but the ball joints, unless you have them perfectly balanced in such a way, like he wants to fall backwards. All right, come here. It's totally possible to make him stable, but and you could even pull those ratchet joints back a little bit to get his heels up in there so they're not, You're not relying solely, his leg kind of supports him. You're not relying solely on that ball joint. And as you can see, it is possible to make him stand. Wow, that really washed out. There we go. To make him stand like that. The rifles, you can have them hold both as they are. You can attach this to the front of one of them. Make it like a larger rifle. And again, having those rifles in helps counterbalance the big weight on his back. Because while it is heavy, it's not like it's sticking a whole lot. Like, it does stick out from his back a little bit, but it's not like it's sticking straight out or anything. So it does make him a little bit back heavy, but it's not. It doesn't stick out so far that it's just nothing but toppling over. Contrast down a little bit there on that. And then these leg pieces, like I said, there's these rotating pieces here. You use the lower one on whichever side you're attaching it to, but you can clip it right on here onto the leg, and then you can rotate that forward a little bit, angle it like he's carrying some leg weights. It's a lot like attaching all of the armor bits onto Diesel, the Fans Project Diesel. And you can use the other clip to have them sit a little lower, but they seem to fit a little bit more naturally if you use that lower clip, and the instructions even show you using that lower clip to attach them. But there he is, all full armored up. And he looks pretty cool. Like I said, the giant backpack is there, but the giant backpack is there. You don't have to leave that on there. But it's like I said, it's all stuff you could leave off to the side. It's nice that there's at least some way to attach it, and it looks pretty cool. I'll just quick show off. I'll put all the limb members here with him, just so you can get an idea of what the team looks like all together. I think we're gonna pull Slayer toss up front, pull blind fire over. But there's a shot of the full team all together. But yeah, there is Metalstorm from Maketoys Quantron, and be here tomorrow. We'll combine them all together and show off Computron/Quantron in all of his combined glory.